northern hardwoods forest type includes many tree species which vary by site and geographic range. According to the University of Minnesota Extension Service, northern hardwood forest types also occasionally contain aspen, paper birch, and northern red oak. Paper birch is seldom thought of in the traditional northern hardwood system, but it is an important hardwood species in northeastern Minnesota and has many different uses such as pulp for paper, furniture, cabinets, and firewood. Today, we take a look at a paper birch stand on the Superior National Forest on the Laurentian Ranger District. Payment Unit 5 in the Chick Creek Stewardship was a 10-acre birch shelterwood establishment cut harvested in the winter of 2017. These treatment units were analyzed within the Skybow Project Environmental Assessment. The Chick Creek Stewardship is located in Mackinac, Minnesota. The sale area in Mackinac is known for a large historic wildfire, the Palo Markham Fire, which burned nearly 300,000 acres and started in August of 1936, which is also the year of origin for this stand. Access to the stand is off of Forest Road 130C, which runs directly through this unit and connects to the gravel surface Moose Line Road and is within a short distance to paved roads. The Minnesota DNR Ecological Land Classification Hierarchy describes this stand as being in the Laurentian Mixed Forest Province Superior Uplands section and the Toimi Uplands subsection. The Toimi Uplands subsection is described as an area with glacial drift material less than 100 feet deep. Bedrock outcrops are common, and soils are well drained on top of drumlins and poorly drained at the base of drumlins. Narrowly defined within the hierarchy, the Land Type Association, also known as LTA, for Payment Unit 5 is identified as FDN 43, a fire-dependent northern mesic mixed forest. The LTA is described as mesic pine, aspen, white cedar, or birch forest on loamy soils over bedrock, glacial moraines, tilt, or outwash plains. Crown and severe surface fires have historically been part of the landscape. The stand description before harvest details that paper birch was located in the northwestern 15 acres of the original stand. The remainder of the stand to the southeast was mixed aspen and red maple. The average basal area for paper birch was 120 square feet with an average diameter of 10 inches. Within the stand there was a smaller component of white pine, red maple, quaking aspen, white spruce, basswood, and a dense understory of balsam fir. A lowland inclusion of black spruce was located in the very far northwest corner. The shrub layer present was mainly beaked hazel and mountain maple. The herbaceous layer included bunchberry, running club moss, ground cedars, Canada mayflower, and other grasses. Due to this unit's location on top of a drumlin, the soil is moderately well drained but contains a subsurface layer of dense soil that retains water long enough to create temporarily saturated soils that may create issues with rutting and compaction. The short-term silvicultural objective for this stand is to retain and regenerate paper birch with a shelterwood establishment cut. The long-term silvicultural objective is to move the stand towards the desired condition for the general forest management area as described in the Superior National Forest Plan. This desired condition is described as a mosaic of forest types, sizes, structures, and ages. The Superior's Forest Plan direction for the mesic red and white pine landscape ecosystem that the stand is located in calls for developing new age classes while maintaining the paper birch forest type. Another silvicultural objective was to correct stand typing issues by splitting the stand into two to ensure proper future management is applied to each forest type, paper birch and quaking aspen. Our management focus today will be on the 10-acre paper birch portion of the stand. Before we jump into layout and marking, there is some design criteria and mitigations to consider in this stand. The soil type in this unit is susceptible to rutting and compaction. Harvesting was designated under dry or frozen soil conditions only. There was also a non-native and invasive plant concern that was mitigated through a winter harvest and equipment cleaning practices. If vernal pools were located within the unit, they were protected with a buffer of 1 tree length. Whenever possible, large 12-inch and above aspen on the edge of wetlands were retained to maintain potential nesting sites for boreal owls. To prevent thick slash mats and promote good soil exposure, piling of slash at the landing was implemented. Paper birch layout in this unit totaled 10 acres. From the western boundary of the stand, every 150 feet, a reserve strip running in a northwest to southeast direction, approximately 1 chain wide, was laid out. The reserve strips were concentrated on large, healthy birch trees 6 inches and greater. These reserve strips were oriented in a northwest to southeast direction to utilize the primarily northwest prevailing wind to aid in seed dispersal into the cut strips. The prescription mentioned that if necessary, sale administration may choose to open breaks in the strips to allow for improved skidding operations. The small black spruce inclusion in the northwest corner was left out of unit layout. Species were contractually designated for removal rather than by cut tree marking. Cut tree species included paper birch, aspen, balsam fir, and red maple. Reserve tree species, if found, included white spruce, yellow birch, white pine, northern white cedar, and basswood. Secondary treatment as designated in the prescription was to be mechanical site prep for natural regeneration. This was to be implemented by either anchor train or rock rake. The regeneration method was to primarily come from natural seeding from residual birch in the leaf strips. So, how'd we do? This stand was harvested in late winter of 2017, just before breakup. Due to the warm winter that year, it was possible to get good ground scarification congruent with harvesting operations. After a post-harvest site inspection, it was determined that additional mechanical site prep was not needed. The third-year stocking survey done in August of 2020 provided positive results of this harvest method and its subsequent site prep. Stocking survey results determined that there were approximately 3,000 stems per acre, and of those, the majority was paper birch. This stand is well on its way to being certified as a fully stocked stand in year 5. Notes left by the surveyor also noted low competition from brush and aspen regeneration. Strip shelter woods in paper birch is a unique harvesting method not often utilized on the Superior National Forest. Shelter wood methods commonly prescribed in paper birch are reserve clusters, clumps, or individually marked leaf trees. This unique stand shows how working with prevailing winds for seed dispersal and good soil scarification from harvesting can facilitate successful regeneration of paper birch. I hope you enjoyed this tour of a hardwood stand in northern Minnesota.